Hi my friends, welcome to Ignited Mercy. It's Cecilia, and today we're going to be reviewing entry 1312 and 1313. There are two things that I want us to pay attention to as we read these entries. Number one is obedience, and number two is waiting and trusting in the Lord while we don't know His will, but we need to just stay obedient without knowing why He's making us do certain things. So in entry 1312, we have a little story of Jesus leaving His throne, coming down, disguising Himself as a beggar, knocking at the convent door where Faustina was for that week assigned to give food to the poor and to take care of whoever came to the gate. So he knew Faustina was attending the gate. So he comes down from heaven, pretends to be a beggar, and asks her for food. She goes back to the kitchen, warms up something, and brings him something hot to eat. As she gives the food to this beggar, he disappears. And she goes, "What was that?" And she turns around to walk back into the convent, and he speaks to her in her heart saying, "Oh, my daughter, all the blessings and the worship of people that have come here and have been served by you, the perfume of their thanksgiving have reached my throne, and I wanted myself to come and taste the sweetness of your mercy and your compassion towards the poor." Just a pause. I'm thinking, what do I need to cook for Jesus? Or what do I need to order for Him to come and ask me for food? Right? As I was telling a friend, these are one of the reasons I used to get jealous at Faustina. Right? She didn't even prepare that food. She just warmed it up, and He literally came from heaven to taste the sweetness of the works of her hand. Anyways, going back to obedience, right? So Faustina then goes to the kitchen and cleans up and just thinking about what had happened. Then she goes to her diary and she writes in entry 1313, "Oh my Jesus, now everything is clear to me. I understand all that has just happened. And somehow I felt and asked myself, what sort of a poor man is this who radiates so much modesty? From that moment on, there was a stirred up in my heart an even purer love towards the poor and the needy. Oh, how happy I am that the superiors had given me such a task. I understand that mercy is manifold. One can do good always and everywhere and at all times." And here's where obedience comes to place. Faustina, as we know, had many health issues, right? It was hard for her to go up the stairs, back down, run to the gate, come back, up and down all day long. It was hard for her. And as I read this, she says, "Now I understand. And I'm so happy that the superiors gave me this task to do." Which leads me to understand that when she just received the task, she probably didn't like it. She didn't think it was that important. I bet she would have rather been praying or doing adoration or doing something else that was maybe lighter or easier for her. Yet she stayed quiet and she followed what she was asked to do because she was trying to follow God's will. Although she didn't understand, she remained obedient to what she knew she had to do. In your life, what bounds you to obedience? Sometimes I myself say, I am Mary. I can't do these things. I can't act in this way. I have to remain obedient to the promise I gave to my husband, right? To be sincere, to be always forthcoming, to be always open, to be always available to understand and to listen and to serve and to help, to commune with that person, right? What bounds you to obedience? Is it the sacrament of marriage? Is it the fact that you're a parent, a mother, a father, and you wish you could do so many different things than what you're doing at the moment, yet you're doing what you're doing because you know it's what you have to do, because you're being obedient. But not only obedient to what the world says you have to do or what your boss says you have to do, because that would be very pitiful. It will make us feel miserable if we just had to do things because we are told to do these things and we sign a contract or we signed, our marriage certificate. But instead, if we try to look through the eyes of Jesus and know that what we do or don't do helps to either build or destroy the kingdom of God. Because this is what Faustina says, I finally understand. I had to be here in the kitchen. I had to be serving the poor, coming up and down the stairs in the cold and the rain, so that I could have this encounter with Jesus and he could teach me how to love. And she finishes the entry saying, mercy has many folds. One can always exercise mercy in deed, in spirit, or in words. So today, as you are bound to whatever it is holds you as obedient towards your marriage, your family, your job, your children, your friendships, how do you see the will of God working out through you, putting your will on his feet and saying, Lord, I'm going to do what I have to do because I want to honor you. So I invite you today to think about how is your obedience building the kingdom of God today in your life and in the life of those who live near you. I will see you next Saturday and have a wonderful weekend.